What does everybody say in the chat? Oh, God. Oh. Yes! Hello, everybody. How's everything going? We are live here on the Dash Pass podcast, and let me pull in Chrissy O right now. Hello, Chrissy. How are you doing today?
Hanging in there. It's been a day.
All right. For some reason, I'm not hearing you. Let me see. And maybe I don't have my volume up loud enough. That's why. Okay.
Oh, okay. How about now? Can you hear me now?
Much better.
Great. We're hanging in there. It's been a day. It has really been a day.
Yeah, I can totally understand that. Busy day at Epcot today. Spilled the beans.
I know. I saw it and I was like, wait a minute. I kept this whole entire thing a secret. And then I was like, what? I mean, I can't even go to lunch and then come back and things are different.
If it wasn't for that stupid line, I would have never happened.
Yeah,
I'm getting the look. Let me tell you, I'm getting the look. Look at my new mug. I got a new mug to the collection.
I see that.
Look at that. And a new shirt.
Rocking the Epcot gear today. I see. It's really cool. Really cool.
Yeah, Disney sent the new magnets, the pass holder magnets, and that's what they look like now.
Oh, that's different. It's kind of like a little die cut magnet.
So you got the old and the new, right? Which one do you guys like in chat? Let me know. Which one do you like, Chrisio?
Well, I'm partial to the old ones, but the new one's kind of cute. It might, depending on what they have on them. I like the die cut look of it. So I don't know. I guess it's something new to get used to. We don't like change.
Oh yeah, I'm always partial to this. It's a for me, I think logos should always be round. This is your pass holder, round. You got the ears sticking out. I just love it. It's a great style, great design. But it'll grow on us. It's Mickey. How do you not like Mickey? So
and it's bigger, so I mean that's a plus.
Yeah, and you got the hole in it. So I mean, you got all the it's a hole.
Make it a little bit harder for them to peel it off your car. They might tear it.
They're right. They still are just the same, right?
True. Definitely.
So a crazy day today.
Yeah.
Club Cool opened, and the Creation Shop opened, and then they have to go and drop merch all at the same time, and it was nuts. I remember when we went to. I remember when I went to World of Disney to get the 50th anniversary merch.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that was bad. And that was bad. That was insane. That was absolutely freaking insane. Until today. today, that's a big place. I'm gonna tell you, it's awesome to have that big space now because when they drop merch, it's crazy. I mean, people are nuts.
They're on top of everybody. I mean, and Mouse Gears, before it closed, Mouse Gears was a pretty hefty store. It was a really nice, spacious store, but it looks like you have more space, or maybe it's more strategically placed than it was before in the old Mouse Gears. So I'm kind of glad that they made use of the space. So, I mean, it's kind of interesting. I can't wait to see it in person. So it's going to be really nice.
Oh, definitely. I think it helps that there's a lot more windows. It looks a lot brighter in there. The last one didn't have as many windows. It was darker looking. So, this looks a lot bigger. Honestly, I don't even think it's as big as the first, the original Mouse Gear, but it's so much larger now, and they can get all their merch under one roof instead of having to go to 3 different places in Epcot to get merch.
Right. And I saw some old merch too that I hadn't seen in a while. And it looked like they brought back some of the older things and some stuff that I hadn't seen in a while.
You had the baseball jerseys back. So the baseball jerseys with the Walt Disney World, that was back. The mini baseball jersey was back. I didn't see the Pizza Planet Spirit jersey.
Yeah, I didn't see that one either.
But everything else was there, so that was good. It was blogger, YouTuber, streamer galore today. Everybody was there.
It looked like it. It was pretty interesting.
Yeah, we went back. We ran into Tim. We ran into Paige and Mr. Morrow. We ran into Jackie. We ran into all the vloggers that came in later when the craziness was not as bad. But it was still nuts. It was still crazy.
It was very nice. So one of the things on the first topic of the day I want to talk about is we've done without Club Cool for a very, very long time. And I know I mentioned on the last podcast that, I accidentally, when we stumbled in there, we thought we were going to get Coke and we didn't. And I ended up with the nasty Beverly. So I had missed that part. When you guys walked into the new Club Cool, what do you think about it? I mean, what is it visually? How does it feel? Does it feel like a Club Cool or just something totally different? Because you guys saw it first, so.
It was totally different. It's smaller than the last one. So the things that stuck out about Club Cool, it's smaller than the other one. Clean floors that weren't sticky.
That's a plus.
The merch in there was really, really nice. And the last one had merch, but this was a lot, I don't know, the merch was a lot nicer. It was stuff, I'm not going to go buy Coca-Cola merch, I'm going to be honest with you.
Right.
But there were a couple things in there I was like, whoa, that's kind of nice. Maybe. But there's only like 5 or 6 different spots where you can try the sodas, where before it was all these different places. And now you've got a cast member that's kind of keeping that in line to, where, okay, one group of people leave. Okay, let this other group go in there. It's very orderly. And I think it's going to be a lot better. I think it's going to be a lot nicer. But I think for a while, that's going to be a crazy deal where everybody's going to try to get in there because it's back, it's new. This is a popular thing that everybody kind of grew up with, Club Cool.
Right.
But overall, I thought the inside of it was nice. I think the outside was nice. I missed the old Club Cool logo. They just have like a simple font, Club Cool in red on the above the door. I would have liked to see the old logo back. So if I had to knock it, that would be the knock. But it was great being back in there, and it was a lot of fun.
With no sticky floors.
No sticky floors.
So I wonder how that's going to work out with all these Beverly challenges, because that'll start back up. It's always
someone's going to spit it out, right? It's going to happen.
Somebody will start it up. A Beverly challenge, some way, somehow. So
I did try it again. It's as awful as I remember. But there were a lot of good sodas that were also there, and they were all fantastic. They were all really, really good.
Yeah, and it just brings a whole new meaning to the word free drinks. These are not free Cokes and Sprites. If you guys have never done Club Cool before, don't know what we're talking about. These are drinks from like around the world. And Beverly
The
Hills is just gross.
the Russian Sprite cucumber was interesting. Yeah,
Sounds
and
nasty.
it actually wasn't nasty. I just didn't taste the cucumber like I thought it would. Like I went to China and Pavilion in Epcot and got the chips that are cucumber flavor, and they tasted like cucumber. I swear, they tasted just like they were Lay's. I didn't really get the Sprite cucumber. I didn't understand it. It didn't make any sense to me, but
And it's
it was
interesting
still
to see what all over the country who drinks what and what they like or what they're
yeah
offered. It's kind of weird, but yeah. And as
yeah
far as being free, they're like little shot cups, like little
yeah.
shot
You
cups.
remember the Dixie cups that used to wash your mouth out when you were younger? You know,
Yeah,
they're about that. They're about like this. It's almost like a shot glass except paper.
yeah.
And you know, you're basically going in there. You're trying different sodas. I mean, it's kind of nice. It's a good place to cool off and get a drink for nothing. But I think for a while there's going to be a long line to get in there.
Oh yeah, definitely. And
Without
they won't have
question.
to worry about me because I'm not going up in there.
You're not going to try the Beverly, huh?
Nah,
There was
rather
one
take the
soda.
Coke.
No joke. There was one soda that I would pay to have. I would buy a bottle of it. The one we tried, it was from I think it was from Dominican Republic. I think it's what it was from, and it was really good. But there were a couple there that were really good, but overall, you know, I'll stick with what we have here in the States.
Yeah, I agree.
And by the way, we should mention our guest Thomas Estrada is not going to be able to join us tonight. He had a family emergency, so we are going to try to reschedule with him. So I want to make sure we mention that.
Yeah, he's
But
rescheduling.
yeah, it was a lot of fun.
That's okay. That's okay. That happens. Things come up, so he takes care of his family, and that's great. So we'll reschedule him for a different time. But moving on, let's move on to our next topic. Our next topic is, I know everybody's been excited to see them, and I know that they can't wait to see them in person, but we have the 50 new golden statues. I guess they're golden, bronze, whatever, but they're gold statues, and they're placed all over the property. So I want to talk about the statues a little bit here and which one you think are your favorites.
Oh my gosh. I just saw today the ones I had at Epcot, which I hadn't seen before. So they had Olaf, and Pascal. Pascal was with Olaf.
Nice.
They had.
No, it wasn't. That was the fire one. The fire.
Oh, okay. So it's not Pascal. I'm sorry. It's the fire one. What's the fire one's name?
Oh, hey.
See, I know Frozen 1. I'm not into Frozen 2, so I don't know that one.
I can't remember what his name is.
God, I can't remember. If you know in chat, if you're watching in chat, and feel free to throw that out there. And but by the way, thank all you guys for coming in and watching. I can't remember his name, but he was like at the very bottom, and then Olaf looked like he was skating on ice.
Right.
They had him. They had Rocket and Groot.
Mm-hmm.
They had Hey, and what was the pig's name? And Pua. Yeah, they had Pua. And then they had, what was the other one they had? They had like 4 different ones. Yeah, they had Coco. And was that it? They had a bunch like right there. Right when you get to World Showcase, they're all like right there. And so, you know, the first ones I saw were last Friday at Magic Kingdom. They are amazing. I think it's great because they're just randomly out in the park, and then it's kind of like a little scavenger hunt where you're going and finding these things. And they're so amazing. But I think my favorites might be, Mickey's always going to be my favorite, but Tinkerbell was really unique because she's like high up and she's little. So she's probably the most unique. Dumbo is very unique because he's sitting on his ball, his circus ball, with Timothy J. Mouse, between his ears. So he's very unique. I'd say Dumbo's right up there. But honestly, every time I see one, I'm just like in awe. I think it's a great, great thing from that Disney did. I think this is a really cool idea. 50 of these things, and we haven't seen them all. There's going to be more.
Yeah, definitely. And I think it brings a new like it's just a new part of the park to not only commemorate the 50th, but look at all the characters that we absolutely love, and the way that they created those were just really detailed. The only one I think that of the ones that I've seen that kind of creeps me out a little bit is the Winnie the Pooh one. It kind of
Yeah.
the face on Winnie the Pooh just kind of
Oh,
creeps me out just a little bit. Just a
if you
little
want to
bit.
be creeped out, go look at the Cheshire Cat when you get here.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Because he took his head off and is holding it.
That's cool.
I kid you not. And I was like, because we had just got off the teacups, and I saw, because they had the Mad Hatter, and then they had him. And I was like, dear God, what is he doing with his head? So if you want to be creeped out, go see the Cheshire Cat, and he's right outside the teacups.
Oh yeah, definitely. Well, I'm not riding the teacups, but I'll definitely head that way and go take a little visit. But I just I think they're really cool. I mean, they had statues anyway over at Magic Kingdom, you know, the small ones, the ones that we've always seen, but I think these bring a little bit more something extra. Just a
I
little
hope they keep up, I hope they have a life outside of this 18-month celebration. I hope these things stick around.
Mm-hmm. It would be nice.
I think they're just amazing, and I don't want to lose them. They should stay.
Mm-hmm.
I hope this is not a thing that goes away after 18 months. I really love them, and I think they did an amazing job bringing these in. And we're very honest. We tell what we think, and we're hard on Disney.
Yeah, we are.
Most of these episodes, but this is something that is amazing, and I think they did a great job.
Something they did really good, and they did it well. It would be different had they given us like teeny tiny little itty bitty statues or something that was just hideous. But I think with the 50th and the golden, part of the 50th and everything going on, I think they did the right sizes. They're not gaudy, they're detailed, and the way that they place them, you could almost do like a little, how you do like hidden Mickey hunts. You could almost do like a really fun find the statue game. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If you wanted to do that, I think that's really cool. I do like it.
Yeah, I do like it too. I didn't see any when I was at Hollywood Studios, earlier in the week. So I think there's going to be some there, but I don't know. But the fact they're at Epcot leads me to believe they're going to have them at Hollywood Studios. I just don't know what's going to be over there, but I'm dying to know. Yeah. And because I want to go see.
There's still more. There's still more coming out. I just don't know what they are.
Yeah. They're just going to bring them out whenever they bring them out. And then by the time the 50th gets here, they'll all be here.
Definitely. And that's going to be really fun and really nice to see. And I'm for sure this is going to make some really cool photos. So I can't wait to see how those pictures turn out of, everybody just getting different angles. And I'm for sure there's going to be family photos and selfies with these things. So it gives us something extra a little bit.
Yeah. And, it brings out the love that you have for your characters. If you love Mickey, there's Mickey right there. You got Goofy, you got all these guys. So it's really neat. And they did a great job with those. So
they really did.
Kudos, Disney.
Great job, Disney. So moving forward, I want to talk about a place that we've talked about before. It's had all these announced openings and, it's going to open this time. It's going to open this time. Then the chef quits and now it's opening again. And of course, I'm talking about the Space 220 restaurant. So now we have it's going to open another date, but there wasn't any menu as I could tell yet on the website. I don't know if that's on purpose or if
there is now.
Is there? Great.
After I typed all this up, they posted one.
Oh, great.
So
why does this happen to us?
I know it always happens to us. I mean, every single time. So let's backtrack a little bit because you were telling the story. Hey, the chef quit and all this other stuff. Now, in Disney's defense, Disney does not own this restaurant.
Yeah, this
is a third-party restaurant.
Like most of them.
Yeah, like most of them. Yeah, absolutely. And so they had no control over any of this. But this restaurant has really had some adversity because this restaurant was supposed to open in 2019. It was supposed to open late 2019. And like you said, the chef quit and it got delayed. And then 2020, you know, it was going to be January 2020. And then there were some issues, you know, whatever. And then before we know it, COVID happened.
Yeah.
And then that delayed it indefinitely. Honestly, I started wondering what was going to happen first, Cirque du Soleil show at Disney Springs or Space 220. And now it's starting to happen. There are a couple of things you need to know about this restaurant. It's going to be a menu setup like Be Our Guest, where there's a set menu. And you pay X amount of dollars. There's two different options you can do. There's and each one of those comes with an appetizer, your main course, and your dessert. And I looked at the menu. I don't have it fresh in my head, but I will tell you, a lot of those things look really, really good. The desserts look really good. I'm kind of interested in the. They had the cauliflower, like a fried cauliflower. That sounds interesting for the appetizer. The other ones were a miss for me from what I saw. But to let everybody know, thanks to a very important viewer, I don't know if he wants me to say his name, but he has made it possible where we're going to go to Space 220 and test it out.
Nice.
So we're going to go, and he gave us enough money to where all three of us could go. So we are going to we're gonna go there, and I'm gonna vlog it because I don't know what the connectivity situation is gonna be in there. So just to be smart, I'm gonna vlog it. That way, I make sure we have it. And we are gonna go to Space 220 after we get back from Disneyland to to test it out and see if it's any good. So while we're, doing our thing Monday, we're going to try to get reservations. Now, what you need to know about this restaurant, like I was saying before, you got the set menu. They're not doing reservations between the opening day, which is the 20th, up till the 26th. After that, the 27th on, you must have a reservation. So we're really, really, really going to try to get a reservation as soon as we can. That way, we're not having a fight with everybody else that wants to get in there. But it's going to be first come, first serve from the 20th to the 26th. And I'm excited. I think it's going to be a cool thing. I think this is the closest that most of us are going to get to the Star Wars cruiser, as far as having that experience. Right. Because it's a lot of the technology that's going to be in Space 220 is going to be in the Star Wars hotel, right? Mm-hmm. So this might be the closest you get to that kind of environment. So why not check it out?
Oh yeah, I don't foresee us going to the Star Wars place anytime soon. I mean, maybe it'll happen in the future or something, but I just can't justify that amount of money and having that particular experience with the Star Wars hotel. But Space 220, I think, to be honest with you, it was a long time coming for Epcot. They have great restaurants, don't get me wrong. One of my very favorite restaurants over there is the Garden Grill. But I think Space 220 being that close to the Guardians of the Galaxy roller coaster, and then you have that other like whirling, devilish ride over there, Mission Space, the Vomitron. Yeah. You have that. So I think that'll just kind of tie all that in together. Like that whole corner of the Earth of Epcot will be all space and intergalactic things. So I think that just kind of ties that corner in kind of nicely. So we'll see
and right now, this seals Epcot as the best park to go to for dining. Period. I don't even know if it's any good, but find me another park in Disney right now that has better dining options than Epcot.
Right.
It's not Magic Kingdom. It is sure as all hell isn't Magic Kingdom. It's not Hollywood Studios. It's not, Animal Kingdom's got some really good options. Let's be honest. Animal Kingdom's got some really good options, but just not as many as Epcot.
Yeah.
And, what's the park I'm leaving out? I mean, so
You have
I
Magic
mean,
Kingdom that doesn't have very many options. They have some, but it's the same
it's a snack park. I
thing.
mean, and I mean, you've got Skipper Cantina, you've got the Plaza. I think the Plaza and Skipper Cantina are probably your best two options there.
I didn't like
Is,
the Plaza, but it's okay. To each his own.
yeah. Um,
Crystal Palace has turned out pretty good since they reopened. We did that a couple of months back when they had their opening day and snagged a
Yeah.
reservation for that. That turned out really well. I like that better than the buffet.
Yeah, Tony's is not worth the money. I've done Tony's, and everything else is. I mean, it's really a snack park. I mean, honestly, if I were, I mean, beer. Okay, we forgot about Beer Guest. Beer Guest has some good options, but there's a lot of misses there. There's a
I didn't like
lot of
Beer
misses at
Guest.
Beer Guest.
We had a really bad experience when we went for lunch. It was absolutely awful. And it was beautiful as it was, and as happy as I was to score
Yeah.
that reservation a couple of years ago. Oh, I was like, no, I could sit there and look at it all day, but not the food.
But you don't go to Beer Guest to eat. I mean, you go there to eat, but you spend the money you're paying for the theming. The food is a miss.
Yeah.
There's some good options there. The filet mignon is good. There's a few other things that are good, but most of that menu is a miss.
Mm-hmm.
Flat out, it's a miss. But and the dining experience at the castle with all the princesses. It's theming. You're in the castle. You got all the meet and greets, but outside of that, the food is not good. It's not a very good option.
It's super expensive, and you know, you can still bring like pack your sandwiches and pack your stuff that your sandwiches and different things that you want to bring in the park with you, and just go to Tom Sawyer's Island and eat. They have a wonderful view. You can look at the Haunted Mansion from on the other side of the the Tom Sawyer's Island. They have all those chairs and tables and things out there, and you can watch the ferry boat go by. So the thing is if you really don't want to do any food at Magic Kingdom and nothing's your favorite, I love Liberty Tree Tavern. They're very consistent. It's just if you like Thanksgiving food and that kind of stuff, I do like that. But sometimes when it's super, super hot, you don't want like a full-on Thanksgiving meal. You know what I mean? But bring your snacks or whatever you want and go sit over there and eat.
Me, I just say go to the Poly, go to Wilderness Lodge, go to Grand Floridian, go to the Contemporary. They're all better dining options there.
It's my dream to stay at the Poly. As you guys know, that's my absolute favorite. I have to do it every time I go. You just walk through it and sniff it. I just love it. And you have great options there. You got Trader Sam's. You have even Captain Cook's to be a quick service. They're very consistent.
It's a good quick service.
I do like them. And then you have Ohana's, which is opened back up. So you have that, and they have and you have Kona Cafe, but you have some of the best bars at the Poly. They have some of the best drinks ever. They really do.
Trader Sam's is pretty amazing. Yeah. There's no doubt about it.
It definitely is. But I mean, we're looking forward to Space 220. Can't wait to see what you think of it. And see
my thing is. It's set up like Be Our Guest. It's set up like the round table at the castle. Is it better quality food? Remains to be seen. But we'll tell you what we think, and we'll go from there. But a big special thanks to our a great supporter, a great viewer of our channel. Again, I don't know if he wants us to mention his name. If he says I'm cool with it, I'll definitely do it. But a big thank you to him. Because if he weren't doing it, we wouldn't be able to do it. Because it is a pricey dinner.
That is true, but you'll have the experience, and we'll be able to report back on the podcast and let everybody know all about it. So that's pretty interesting, and we do appreciate everything. We really do appreciate everybody. So, and thanks for all these wonderful chatters that are in here today. So I've been
they're doing great.
I look at my phone and go, oh hey, how are y'all doing tonight? So it's great that you guys are watching. So thank you for enjoying the podcast and listening and liking what we do. So it's pretty great.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to move on to topic number 4. Now this kind of struck me as kind of funny, but then again, it wasn't funny. And I was like, what were you doing? So this guy was giving backstage tours, but I don't know that he had the authority to give backstage tours.
He did not. Okay, so here's what happened. So a man accused of trespassing was given a tour of Disney's Hollywood Studios backstage with a stolen company iPad. Authorities were calling Hollywood Studios. This happened back in June, and I'm not going to say his name.
Yeah,
during an investigation, right? During investigation, Deputy State Investigation Manager with Tickets and Resort Fraud for Disney discovered unauthorized overrides on reservations in a Walt Disney World application that was for employee use only. The app can give someone access to the front of lines without having to wait, and is only installed on Walt Disney World devices like those iPads that they have.
Yeah.
So the investigator told deputies that he believed someone had a company device without their permission to make the overrides. The investigator said he saw the person that's accused of giving an unauthorized tour within the park and leading the group into a line of one of the rides. According to the incident, he bypassed the line after presenting tickets. The investigator with Disney told the staff to cancel the reservations for this individual and the guests that were with him before they got onto the ride, and followed him into the parking lot to see if the man would attempt to make more reservations. The report continues that the investigator, an off-duty officer working at the park, approached him and asked to speak with him. And that's when he told him that he worked with A class and did have a Disney device with him to make reservations. So authorities say he gave the iPad to the investigator and was given, and he was told that he said that he was given the device by his boss, saying that he did not know it had been stolen because this device had been reported stolen. Officials say the investigator has dealt with him in the past for the same issues. So the guy that was his boss, Tony, they've dealt with him before.
Talk about dumb crooks.
Yeah, it is unclear how the iPad was obtained, and there's a crowd. I mean, who's to say somebody puts one of these things down? Cast member puts it down, and somebody just comes and swipes it. I mean, it happens that fast.
Yep.
But the individual that they talked to that day was issued a trespassing warning by Disney for all of its properties, which means he cannot go back to the other parks.
Wow.
The one he was at. So this is kind of crazy. I mean, if you sit back and think about it, this is pretty insane.
I know, and I'm surprised he didn't hook himself up with more additional perks before he got caught. You never know. I mean, dang. I mean, it's just wild. And I agree with you, India. He did the wrong thing with that iPad, but he didn't hook anybody up with lifetime annual passes.
Well, I saw in one of the groups where they're like, well, could he get me on rides easier than having to do the stuff with
Apparently, he could walk you right on.
But at first, when I first saw this report, I laughed really, really hard. And then I said to myself, this guy's brilliant.
Yeah.
But then I read the story and then I found that, okay, there's more to this. They're going to find out. And if it keeps happening, eventually they'll just lock you up, put you in jail. I mean, it's not really worth it. But a lot of people that are Disney fanatics really don't know all these little stories that happen. For instance, all the theme parks have there's YouTubers that actually go backstage. It's like a thing for them where they'll go backstage and look at stuff and YouTube it and put it on YouTube and vlog it. And they're trespassing. There's a guy that's gone to Discovery Island and done it. There's people that have been on Walt's plane on property, which is just sitting there rusting to death. There was a group There was a YouTuber. I'm not going to say his name, and this was a big thing. He got into Epcot. He's a former cast member. He got into Epcot and stole an animatronic. And not just a little animatronic,
a big one,
a huge one from Epcot. So this stuff actually happens. And you wonder, how does it happen? And it's not just Disney. These same people pull this crap at Universal, and they pull it at other parks as well, like SeaWorld and Busch Gardens. One of these gentlemen that I was talking about, the one that did Discovery Island, actually there's been a bunch of people that did Discovery Island, but one of the ones that did that, actually before they started redoing Iron Gwazi, took a block. He just went backstage. No one knew he was there. And he filmed all of Iron Gwazi, or actually Gwazi, before it had been redone. And it's like, how does this happen? The old Nickelodeon studios, there was somebody that went into Universal and went into that area. It's insane. And these people, these parks know who they are, and they aggressively go after them. But you know, there's only so much that they can do. I mean,
yeah. Other than firing them or banning them for life, there's not really a whole lot, because I noticed that there was some a big whoopie-doo happened a couple of months back where there was an Epcot employee who was filming things and doing stuff he wasn't supposed to be doing, and you know, his whole entire channel and everything got taken down, and then he shows up in this pitiful little TikTok post like, I just got fired and a lifetime ban, and
it's like, no, really, that happened to you? And
like you didn't know the rules.
Yeah, the guy that stole the animatronic,
Buzzy, I think it was Buzzy.
It was Fuzzy. Yeah, Buzzy.
Buzzy.
But he had clothes that belonged to other. By the way, he had Haunted Mansion outfits that belonged on some of the mannequins in Haunted Mansion. So he had a lot of those outfits. He had a lot of stuff in the trunk of his car. But he had something that he sold. All right, there was an attempted deal that he had with a NBA player. I'm not going to name the player. And the cops ended up investigating that. The investigation went to a player for the NBA who had a business arrangement with him to buy some of the stuff, because this guy was a Disney nut. So the investigation went crazy. But just to let you know, this sort of thing, there's a lot of things that you guys aren't even aware of that happens at the parks, and it's really crazy.
Yeah, it's totally crazy.
I mean, we didn't mean to go that far off topic, but it's just interesting to me that people risk everything for this stuff.
And it's funny what makes the news and what they keep quiet.
So, there's a lot of stuff that just did.
Ridiculous story that makes the news. Like, really, some ding dong noggin head did that?
Yeah. And so somebody grabbing an iPod and giving tours backstage really doesn't shock me at all after the stuff that I've read and heard.
Not really. I mean, it's been crazy. I mean, that's why we tell people to make sure you watch like your credit cards and whatever you use, because you know, you get home, check your charges, make sure whatever park or wherever you're going to, that somebody didn't swipe or skim or scam your information, because I mean, it happens more often than not. So be very careful with what you guys do, and be careful who you're around and what you do, because even though everybody's all smiles and we're so happy to be there with all the wonderful magic, there's still some
merch and mugs.
Crazies. They're all there. Yeah, they're there. Be very careful.
That's nuts.
Definitely. All right. So moving on to point number 5, we've got 3 new dessert parties. What?
Yeah.
Really?
So,
they're bringing back dessert parties? Oh.
Yeah. So let me get in there. So Disney adds 3 jaw-dropping firework dessert parties. Also, Epcot's going to get some as well. And we don't know what the prices for these are going to be. But it's all going to be to watch Enchantment at Magic Kingdom. And there's 3 shows. One of them is going to be at California Grill, and then there's going to be 2 others that are going to happen over at Tomorrowland Terrace, which is a great viewpoint to be able to see everything. So let me see if I can get this straight here. So, there's going to be a couple of dessert parties, and alcohol will be served. That's a big one.
Hey, alcohol and sweet treats.
Yeah, right. And Epcot has also got 2 of these, and some of them include dining packages. So there's a lot of things that are happening right now. And this doesn't start on October 1st, but it does start on October 3rd with reservations beginning. You can start reserving reservations beginning on the 17th. So that's just 2 days away.
Right.
And we don't know what so pricing. Admission is $99 per adult, ages 10 and up, $59 per child, 3 to 9. Tax included, gratuity not included or required. Theme park admission is required, but is not included in the price of the event. And you have to have a reservation.
I hope the desserts are better than they have been in the past. I mean, there was a lot of complaints prior to all the shutdown issues with the dessert parties where, like, yeah, you got great views with the fireworks and stuff, but they were lacking on like the desserts and what type of desserts they got and the sizes of the desserts, and some of them felt like they didn't get their money's worth. So it's going to be interesting to actually see how these dessert parties play out, and maybe we can go and visit them and let you guys know.
Oh yeah. So before we go any further, let me just specify something. The prices I just gave you were for the pre-party. That's the Disney Enchantment pre-party. Now, the other one, or another one, is the Magic Kingdom 50th anniversary fireworks dessert parties, Disney Enchantment treats and sweets. Again, this starts on October 3rd. Reservations beginning on September 17th. And admission is $114 per adult, ages 10 and up, $69 per child, 3 to 9.
That seems like a lot.
Yeah, it is a lot. And again, you're going to be getting your view from Tomorrowland Terrace, beer and wine included. So they'll have cheeses and other beverages and desserts prepared by a pastry chef. So sounds pretty nice to me. Why not, right?
Yeah, it sounds nice, but I don't know about the price.
Yeah. And there's an after party that happens, same thing, October 3rd, September 17th. You can start booking reservations. And it's a pre-party. And it includes standing viewing of Disney Enchantment and one of the Plaza Gardens. After taking in the sights and sounds of the spectacular, visit Tomorrowland Terrace for a spread of 50th anniversary themed desserts prepared by our pastry chef. Cheeses and beverages and selections of beer and wine are included, and that is $99 per adult, $59 per child. And sounds like a really, really cool deal. We may try it down the road and see what we think and report back to you. But that'll definitely be down the road at some point. But it's good to see these things back. Right. And this is something that happened prior, and it's good to see the prices are not out of control, because I thought they were going to be out of control.
Well, it's kind of the same as they were before, as far as price points, maybe a little bit more, but I have seen the $99 parties. The Christmas, little dessert parties were a little bit more. Any particular themed little party, like an extra, like little Halloween thing where they had all the glow stuff in the drinks, those run about $99 to $100 and something bucks. So it kind of seems like they just we've smacked everybody and everybody's complaining. Let's just bring it back and just put all that, there. I just hope that with the dessert parties, the desserts are worth the price, because if you look back at what the dessert parties were offering, I mean, some of those cupcakes were the size of your thumb.
Yeah.
I mean, I get it. You want to pack in a whole bunch of sweets and a whole bunch of alcohol, but if you're going to pay that much, I'm going to need a little some hefty to it,
Yeah. See, my issue with doing this for me personally is I get full like that. So I'm not going to be able to get my money's worth out of a dessert party. I mean, honestly, I think if I did it, I would be paying for a couple beverages, a couple of treats, and just a view of enchantment. Because I'm not going to be able to put away a ton of food like most people are going to be able to. I'm not going to be able to get my money's worth out of it. So for me, maybe it's a miss, but you do get the great view of enchantment, which on some nights is difficult because everybody is all over the place.
Depending on where you go. Yeah, definitely. Yeah. I agree.
But, and it's kind of like me going to a buffet. I mean, it's a miss for me because there's no way I'm going to get my money's worth. And that's kind of one of the things that happens. So
definitely.
But it's good to see these things back. And again, also Epcot's going to have the same kind of setup.
Yep. So that'll be cool. And I'm for sure they'll have other things like they used to have stuff like that at Hollywood Studios where they had all of that right in front of the Chinese theater. So that was roped off. All that stuff has happened there many, many times. You get a front, view of the projections. And that's, kind of interesting and kind of nice. You just hope for the price that they really give you, your bang for your buck, so to speak. But it's good to see a little bit of some kind of normalcy coming back and that they're bringing some things back instead of like taking away. So, hey, I can't knock them for bringing certain things back. So there you go.
And it's a good moneymaker. I mean, there are people that will pay for this and it'll be nothing.
Yep, definitely.
For them.
Definitely. So, moving on to the next topic, I want to talk about Finding Nemo. That has been MIA for quite a while. We've got Lion King back over at Hollywood Studios, but Finding Nemo, it's like he was still lost.
Right. And here's the thing. There was this story going around that they were just doing away with it.
Yeah, I heard that too.
And then Disney's like, no. It's going to be coming back, but a more updated version of it in 2022. So next year, we don't know exactly when. Let me see. Let me look at the article real fast. Of course, this has been around since 2007, but it will come back in 2022. They're not giving us a month in the story, so it's really hard to know, but I'm guessing what they're going to do is it's going to have a lot of the things that we've seen with the other shows, Beauty and the Beast and with Lion King, where you've got cast members kind of spaced out. It's not, everybody kind of crammed in one area. I think they are, because they know they need to get these shows up and running because they are going to have, and the timing of this is kind of interesting because I am willing to bet because we know that they're going to take down the Everest. Right? They're going to take that down for 3 months for work on it, right?
Right.
So, and that's going to be next year. I guarantee you this is going to kind of come around that same time because they've got to have something that they can open to cushion the blow of losing an attraction like Everest.
Yeah, Everest is like the most major attraction, and it's the only coaster at the park, and it's what most people will line up for besides the Avatar ride, besides going to Pandora and riding that. You have Everest, you have the Navi River Journey, and you've got the Avatar thing. And that's pretty much, as far as the big ticket attractions, that's pretty much what you have. So it's kind of interesting because I've always, the very first show that we saw going to Hollywood Studios was Finding Nemo. And I loved how they fly all of the artists, back and forth on those, wonderful, wonderful performance. And it was just so super cute and everybody just seemed to love it. And then when they brought back Lion King first, I was a little like, not upset, so to speak, but it was kind of odd. Like, okay, you brought Lion King back. There wasn't really there was some changes, but not enough to take away from what we were used to. You know what I mean?
Updates.
So it's kind of going to be interesting to see what they do with Nemo.
and they've been slow with these shows, and getting them all back out there. I mean, we still don't have the Little Mermaid show. We don't have right now to this point. We still don't have Nemo. We don't have the Indiana Jones show, and we don't have Fantasmic. Of course, that Fantasmic, you get that boat with everybody on it. But here's the thing that I just don't understand is we're cramming people on monorails. We're cramming people on attractions, but the actors have to be spaced out because of the union. These are some of the things going on in the world I just don't understand. But that's the way things are. I get it, whatever. But I think it's going to be some time before we start seeing all these shows again. I mean, I thought the second that they announced that Lion King was coming back, we'd be seeing everything just roll back, and it hasn't been that way at all. So, we'll see. We'll see what happens, and hopefully it's early 2022. We'll see how it goes, but I think this has a lot to do with them taking Everest down more than anything.
Because they needed something to, like you said, cushion the blow. Because where are you going to put people? I mean, Animal Kingdom for us. Animal Kingdom is a half-day park, and they don't have a lot in terms of like rides and things. So it has a lot of shows at that park. Anyway, Lion King, and you have all these things, and you have the birds, and you have the up birds, and all those things. You have those type of shows.
Yeah, and they're great shows.
Involve animals, right? It all involves animals. So they really are going to have to do something. And on a side note, the walls have gone up around the primeval world. So,
well, I've been surprised that it's taken them as long as it has to take them down. But considering how long it's taken them to put up Tron, I guess I'm not surprised. But that's going to go down, and I think something big is going to happen to that area. I don't know what it's going to be,
right?
But I think
you know what I want. You know what I want? I would love for them to take the Indiana Jones roller coaster, that Temple of Doom roller coaster that they have overseas in the other Disney park. I think it's Disneyland Paris, maybe. Maybe I'm wrong.
The Disneyland here in California has it.
And I would love for them to have the roller coaster, the one that has the loop in it, the runaway Indiana Jones mine train, not the dinosaur type ride, but the coaster, and put that there and theme that around. And I mean, I've always wanted them to do something with that area in Dino Land over there, and just get rid of some of those games and things, and have more interactive, like really Indiana Jones theme it up. Like have, a show or different things over there. I don't know. I'm just saying.
But does Indiana Jones fit into what Animal Kingdom actually is? Because here's the thing
it depends,
Because here's the thing you got to be careful about. Then we're turning Animal Kingdom, and I mean, honestly, I love Indiana Jones. I would like to have an Indiana Jones themed land if I had my choice. Nice. That would be amazing. But like, I'm a little off about maybe putting it there, because then I look at Hollywood Studios, and Hollywood Studios has lost its identity as far as I'm concerned. Because when Hollywood Studios actually opened, I mean, it was all about movies. And where Universal Studios has stayed with the movie thing for the most part, Hollywood Studios is a Star Wars Pixar park. Yeah, it really is. And, and you've got an IP over here for Tower of Terror. I mean, it's not a Disney IP, but you have this third-party IP for Tower of Terror. You have Rock and Roller Coaster over here that really don't, and then you have the Muppets, and really they don't fit into the park.
Yeah, they don't.
As it is now. And like you've got the Star Wars Star Tours right here. You got Muppets, and then you got Galaxy's Edge.
Well, I mean, all the parks are pretty much all over the place, with the exception of Magic Kingdom.
Yeah. Well,
it's like they're starving to put stuff there, but if you don't give people attractions or rides or shows or something to do, then how are you going to count for all of the people? And you can't pack them all into one place anymore.
Yeah.
I mean, you kind of can, but then you kind of can't. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's a double-edged sword. It's biting them both ways.
Yeah. And But I am in agreement that there's not enough attractions at Animal Kingdom. Animal Kingdom does not have enough attractions, in my opinion, because you take down and honestly, Epcot's the same way.
Yeah.
It's going to change, but Epcot anyway. But Animal Kingdom just does not have enough attractions. So there was one day where Flight of Passage was down, Everest was down, and I think Dinosaur was down. And so right then and there, you had Navi River Journey. And I think at the time that this happened, Kali River Rapids was in a refurb state. So you had Safari and you had Navi River Journey as your attractions.
You have
That must have been, and Lion King wasn't even open yet. So
wow.
imagine that being your park day at Animal Kingdom.
That would totally suck.
That would suck, right? So, and sadly, it's happened. They had a power outage, and all those things went down, and it was all day. It was an awful day there. I don't know. I wasn't there, but I could only assume. And there definitely needs to be more attractions there.
Definitely.
So,
but with everything going the way it is, we can only speculate, and you never know what they're gonna do, because everything is kind of IP driven right now.
Yeah.
But that whole area over there, Dino Land, has needed some help. So whatever they do, we'll just have to wait and see. I have no clue what it is. They're not going to obviously tell us, and it's not like they're spending the money to put any new things there. So
yeah,
we can only speculate and just wonder, what are they going to do? Because it's not like everybody was running to Primeval World to ride it, because you could ride it at any state fair, or you could ride it at any other park across the world. It's the same thing.
That ride is at every Six Flags park in America. It's the same ride. I forget what they call it at Six Flags, but yeah, that ride is at every Six Flags park that I've ever been to.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, if they did do that with that dinosaur ride, I think that'd be great, because most people don't even remember that movie. I mean, you talk about, there's certain movies in Disney's arsenal of great animation that people don't even remember anymore. Like nobody remembers the dinosaur movie. I mean, few people remember that movie with Aldor. I mean, I remember it because my kids loved it.
Yeah.
Home on the Range.
Yeah.
There's so many movies that are just off of people's radars. And that's one of those movies. And I'm sure they would love to get a better IP in there to really bring people into the gates. And but then you get in a situation where you get away from the original thing the park was about, and that's animals and animal conservation and that sort of thing.
Right. I mean, who knows? They may do pony rides or something over there.
In fact, India even said, I don't remember the dinosaur movie. Yeah. And I mean, the movie came out in the early 2000s, and it wasn't a big, I think it did better on DVD than it sells on DVD and rentals than it ever did at the theater.
Yeah, it didn't do very well at the theater from what I remember, but most kids really liked it.
Yeah, and I loved Home on the Range. Home on the Range was really, really good. But I don't know anyone else besides me that likes that movie.
Hey, I kind of like that movie. It was kind of funny.
It was a funny movie. I mean, it had Cuba Gooding Jr. in it. Roseanne was in it. God, who was that playing Mrs. Calloway?
It was just funny cows.
I'm spacing on her name. The woman that does the voice of Spaceship Earth right now, Judi Dench. Judi Dench.
Yeah.
She was in that. There was a lot of people in that movie. Randy Quaid was in it. There was a lot of people that were in it, and it's a funny movie, but nobody remembers it. And the people that do remember it hate it, and I loved it. I thought it was a great film.
Yeah, we thought it was funny. I think we might still have it somewhere packed away in our barrage of DVDs. So yeah, I mean, my kids liked it. It was funny to me. So yeah.
India's saying I don't remember that one either.
Somebody said they must be too young to remember it. Oh my gosh, are we that
old? Those movies are not that old. Well, they're 20. Those two particularly are at least 20 years old.
What said, Home on the Range was my favorite movie when I was little. Gee, thanks.
Yeah, I appreciate
feel
that.
I feel so ancient now. That's pretty funny. That's pretty funny. So
Yeah.
moving on, we're going to talk about Steakhouse 71. So you're going to have to fill in on Steakhouse 71 because I did not get that far in our reading as we were preparing for our Dash Bass podcast today for you guys. So you'll have to fill us in, Brian, because
News.
anything to do with steak and steakhouse, I'm all for it.
I'm all for it too. So we don't have prices. We don't have prices, but we know the menu. So Steakhouse is going to be at the Contemporary. It's opening soon, and it's called Steakhouse 71. And there you're going to have they're going to have, by the way, they're going to have breakfast, lunch, and dinner. There will be alcohols. By the way, the food here looks really good from the pictures that we were seeing. You'll be able to get a prime rib. You'll be able to get a filet mignon. You'll be able to get, I mean, everything just looks so good. They have Salisbury steak. They have a vegetable Wellington. I'm not sure how that works, but I'm dying to know. A gourmet grilled cheese. That sounds good. Fish sandwich. I got some sliders. A stack burger, which really. They have a prime rib sandwich, crab cake sliders. All this stuff looks really, really good. And I'm dying to try this out. So again, we don't. I mean, I'm looking right at the menu. The menu looks phenomenal, but we don't have prices. And I know in the past, a lot of the options over at the Contemporary were not cheap.
Right. Well, you have the wave, and you have all the, the bars, and you have over there the Contempo Cafe, and then you have Chef Mickey's, and then you have the really big California Grill and all that up at the top. So, where is Steakhouse 71 actually going to be? Is it going to be where the wave was, or where we come?
It's going to be, from what I read, it looks like the first floor, believe it or not. It's going to be somewhere on the first floor. And let me just double check that. I'm going to read the article really, come on, skim over it, see if I can find that where it says that. But I could have swore it said the first floor. So it's not going to be on that fourth floor where the rest of the stuff is at. But I really wouldn't mind going and checking it out.
Yeah, I'm all for steak.
By the way, they have a 15-layer whiskey-infused chocolate cake. Do I have your attention?
Chocolate is my favorite. That's like a weakness.
15 layers that will include a chocolate cake, chocolate mousse, and raspberries.
Yeah, wow. I think I could do some damage to that.
Yeah. I wouldn't mind trying, that's for sure.
I know. I definitely would do that. Anything chocolate. I mean, you can't really mess up chocolate. And if you mess up chocolate, then I would be angry. But it does sound pretty lovely. 15 layers of yummy.
You can start making reservations tomorrow for this.
Oh, wow. So you guys go check out Steakhouse 71. I'm not for sure where the 71 part comes in at.
I don't either. Well, maybe the year.
Yeah.
Maybe the year that Disney World opened.
So there you go. I mean, it's just steakhouses are nice. So we'll definitely have to go and check that out. I like prime rib as well. So I'm a big prime rib fan.
Oh, yeah.
Big prime rib fan. Matter of fact, the last 2 times we've been to Crystal Palace, I have gotten the prime rib both times because I have a lot of food allergies and a lot of severe allergies. So the chef always has to come out and talk to me. And there's only certain things that I can get off of certain menus depending on where we eat at. So coming from an allergy standpoint, I can tell you guys all about all of the allergy stuff. So the prime rib was great.
Yeah.
It was wonderful. So I can only imagine, because when you look at Contemporary as a whole, with all of their fancy schmancy little restaurants, with the exception of the Contempo Cafe because it's quick service, and Chef Mickey's because it's always been Chef Mickey's and it's always been, buffet style. But with the other California Grill and restaurants, it's going to kind of be up for grabs to see how they measure up to the California Grill and the other things that they have there. But generally speaking, Contemporary has some pretty good little restaurants and places over there to have some nice beverages.
Oh, yeah. We've actually never been to California Grill. It's one of the places I would like to
I've
go.
never been either. I would love
I've never
to
been,
go.
and I would love to go. And I hear the food is fantastic. We just never made it over there. It's one of the places we haven't gone. We haven't gone to the Wine Bar George, for instance. There's a bunch of places we haven't gone.
I know.
But,
it would be so super fun to just go and test it out and try it and see how everything goes with it. So I'm excited.
Yeah.
I'm excited for all of it. I mean, you can only eat so much when you're there, but it would be nice to take a little smackerel of it.
And I'm trying to think, does Disney have a lot of steakhouses? I don't think they do. I mean, you got STK, and STK is very expensive at Disney Springs. They occasionally have a good deal on their burger. Where you go there at lunch, you can get it for like $8, and it's a good hamburger. But their steaks and stuff on their dinner menu, it's real expensive. And I think they had a steak place somewhere on either beach or yacht club. I'm not sure about that. I'm not 100%, but it is light on steakhouses. So this is a needed thing. I mean, gosh, we got a ton of barbecue places. We've got Irish covered. We've got, there's a lot of Mexican food that's over at the Coronado. Steakhouse sounds like a pretty good deal. So I'm actually kind of glad that we're seeing this. Definitely happy about that. There's a ton of Italian places. What's that?
It may be a welcome change, just because. It's not so super fancy that you feel like you have to dress up to the nines to go to. You can make a reservation, go from the park, and go eat there and just have a good meal, and just, if you want to go back to the park, go back to the park, or just crash from all the great steak that you just had, So I think it's going to be a nice change. I'm glad to see that change up.
Yeah. Actually, there's one really good steakhouse. Probably the best steakhouse is at Swan and Dolphin, and that would be Shula's. I just now remember that. Shula's is very expensive, and it is very good. It's owned by the former Dolphins legend, Don Shula. I guess the family now owns it, but that place, oh boy, that's some good steak right there. But you're going to pay through the nose for it.
Yeah, definitely.
And that's at Swan and Dolphin. So that might be the best steakhouse they have, but they are thin on steakhouses as a whole on property. So this will really balance that out.
It's good. It's good that they have some additional offerings and some things, and you never know. With the 50th going on, and they may, make their money up. I don't know. They probably already made their money up, and they're not telling anybody. But with that being said, you never know what they're going to change and what they're going to add. Epcot, we said, is known for the food. It's known for the food. It's known for all of the different, countries that you go to. You can eat around the world. That's great. But when it comes to like Magic Kingdom, they can do better. And when it comes to Hollywood Studios and Animal Kingdom's pretty decent on food options, but Hollywood Studios can do better, I think.
Yeah.
Even at some of the resorts, they have some pretty good restaurants, some pretty nice stuff, but they can still do a little bit better, I think. They can still.
Yeah, at the Caribbean, you've got Sebastian's at Old Key West has got a great restaurant over there. I'm spacing on the name of it. I'm spacing on the name of it.
Yachtman's. I've never been to Yachtman's.
That sounds good. But yeah, the resorts have. Honestly, I think some of the best foods at resorts.
I agree.
Disney Springs probably has the best selection. Mm-hmm. Often there's times where I'm at a park like Magic Kingdom. I'm like, God, I wish I was at Disney Springs. I'd go get this. I do that all the time when I'm at Magic Kingdom.
Yeah, because you think something that's consistently great and something that's, when you go to Disney Springs, or if you go to a resort, that food is always going to be like spot on.
Yeah.
Like, literally. Like some of the best breakfast I ever had was at Ohana's. And then I had the second best breakfast was at that 1900 Park Fair over at the Grand Floridian. And I haven't seen that open in a while either, because it was for character breakfast. But man, that was some great breakfast over there.
Yeah, and thank you, Michelle. Olivia's was what I was thinking about.
Oh yeah.
Olivia's has a chicken. I think it's a chicken fried chicken, and I hear it is amazing. I've never had it. Olivia's is another one of the places that I want to check off my list. I really want to go to Olivia's and try that chicken out. It looks amazing.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, there's people you have to understand. Disney World is bigger. It's bigger than the size of San Francisco,
Yeah.
land wise. And I have been here going on 2 years now, and I have not. And we were coming before that. I've not hit everything here. It's really hard to do. There's so much. Plus, when you find something that's really good, you kind of keep going back to that.
Right.
And because you know it's good, you know what you're going to get. But there's some great options, and I can't wait to hit them all at some point.
Definitely. And hopefully in the future later on, my goal is to retire and move down there and just go hang out at the parks and do what we want to do. Somebody else
Mm-hmm.
mentioned Bomas. Let me tell you what happened at Bomas. So I was so excited. This was about 2 years ago, it's pre-pandemic. I was so excited to go to Boma's. We had finally gotten a reservation. It was pretty hard to get a reservation. I had never been to Animal Kingdom Lodge before, and I wanted to
Yep.
go. And I'd heard so much about Boma's, so I had did my little thing, and we did breakfast at Boma's.
Yep.
Well, heads up, hint, hint. There's very little things that you can eat that don't have cross contamination if you have allergies, and
Yeah.
they didn't really give me much on an allergy menu. They just told me, well, here's the eggs and stuff over here. You might not want to eat over here because some shrimps and things and stuff like that. So I didn't have a whole lot that I could choose from. And what I ate was really, really great.
Yeah.
But literally, by the time we ate, and we had already walked around the property before we had eaten breakfast, and from the drive from Animal Kingdom Lodge all the way back to I think we were staying at All Star Music, I was very violently ill. That was
Oh.
a very scary situation. I was very sick on my stomach. It was awful. I had to take my medications and stuff. So basically, what we attributed it to was cross contamination
Yeah.
from everything being
See.
cooked out in the open. So, not saying that that happens every time, but that particular time, my very first time there, now I'm scared to go back and eat.
Yeah, what's supposed to happen? Every restaurant, quick service at Disney World, Universal does the same thing, where they have this book with all the different foods and the allergies, and it's all separated by the certain allergies. And you can go in there and you can go, okay, I've got a shellfish allergy. What's on the menu that I can eat? And and sometimes what'll happen is they'll have a higher up, or they'll sometimes even the chef will come by and come see you
That's
at your
mostly what
table.
happens is the chef will come
Yeah.
out and see, because I mean, the chef has come out to see me pretty much every single time, but at Boma's that wasn't an option because it was buffet.
Yeah.
So, I just kind of like, it was like Russian roulette, but what I had was really, really good. It was better going down than it was the opposite. I will say that that was not a pleasant part of my day.
Yeah. But that's what's supposed to happen, and it's designed so that that sort of thing doesn't happen.
Right.
Hopefully, just an off night by Boma on that particular night, but usually, more often than not, they do get it right. I know there was a time where we thought Amanda had a gluten allergy. It turned out not to be a gluten allergy, but at the time we thought that, and they come to the table, especially when you say shellfish allergy.
Oh, that's me.
Um,
I have a lot. Gluten,
you
shellfish.
get an army of people coming out of that kitchen making sure you're covered.
And they're good.
Um,
And I will say this for Disney, they've never, ever, ever disappointed me as far
yeah,
as the chefs and as far as the staff. They're very attentive to people who have allergies, because when you have so many multiple food allergies like I do, and there's other people that have them as well, but they can be very serious. Like for me, I have straight on anaphylaxis. I mean,
yeah,
we're going to the hospital, okay? That's just how
yeah.
that works. But, you know, Disney has won so many awards
Hmm.
for having attention to a separate kitchen where they cook your food in for people who have allergies. I just have
Yeah.
to be really careful with buffet things and cross contamination stuff and that kind of thing. But
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not knocking Boma's. It was beautiful in there. I loved every minute of it, but I just can't do a buffet breakfast, like that because they didn't have another option for me. But I'm really
Yeah.
excited that Disney does take all the precautions that they do for allergies because they even do it at the parties. Like
Yeah.
all of the parties that involve candy or whatever, I get my little thing and I can go get all my gluten-free stuff I need
Mhm.
or nut-free, that kind of stuff. So,
Yeah.
I mean, they take it seriously as they should.
Yeah. So wrapping up, I'm going to show you some of the merch that we got today because it's really, really cool. And if we got some time, I would like to show some of the things that some of our amazing supporters have sent to me, if that's okay.
Sure. We need to roll with it. I want to see it.
So first of all, these are the ears that somebody ordered. These do light up.
Oh,
These
they're
are
beautiful.
from Epcot today. And it does light up, and these are really, really cool. I don't think the tab is in there, and I don't want to pull it out if it is. Oh, okay. The tab isn't. Okay, I'm not going to keep these on very long.
Nice. You can see the spaceship Earth design on those acrylic ears. How
Isn't
beautiful.
that cool?
And the puff bow, and it's the perfect color.
Yeah, it's a perfect color. They did a great job with this. And a lot of the stuff that they had today is reflective. So like this shirt, actually on the tag, it even says reflective. And all this is supposed to reflect light. So it's really, really cool.
So we can see you at night when you're riding your scooter in the parks. You'll be reflective.
That's true. I would be. Here's the hat.
Oh, look at that.
It's kind of tough with the glare, so I apologize. But there's the Epcot logo
the design
there.
on the logo. That's pretty.
Yeah, and then maybe, there it goes. That's way better. Okay.
There it is. Oh.
Yeah. So.
Now, is that a trucker cap or a fitted, one of those fitted caps?
No, it's like it's an adjustable.
Oh, okay, nice.
Yeah, and that actually says Epcot on it.
Nice. Well, I got my It's a Small World hat on because I always wear my Disney attire when I'm at work.
Yeah. And this isn't all the merch that they had. This is just what everybody kind of bought. So I'm just kind of grabbing it. This is a puzzle. This is $22.99.
Oh.
And it's reflective, as you can see. Reflective was a big thing.
People, kudos to you. I'm not patient with puzzles.
And this is, what is it, 1,000 piece? Yeah, 1,000 piece puzzle, 20 inches by 20 inches.
Wow.
So that's really cool. The bags were a big seller today.
Of course. Look how awesome they are.
And look how reflective that is. You can see how reflective it is there.
I love that. They're just gorgeous. They did a great job with the Epcot gear. They really did with the Epcot merch.
Look at the zipper.
Oh, that's awesome.
So really, really great job there. And, the jacket, I call it the Marty McFly jacket from Back to the Future 2. It looked really, really cool. I wanted to buy more. I really did want to buy more, but this is stuff that everybody else bought. I got a shirt and I got the mug, and I'm happy with that. But a lot of the merch was really, really awesome. So, and the good thing is even when they run out, they're going to keep getting. I mean, this is now part of the park merch. They'll get more of this stuff in.
Well, I love what they've done with the Epcot merch more so than I think what they've done with the 50th. I hate to say that for the Magic Kingdom merch because I really want to love it.
You know what I'm shocked about is right before they got rid of what was the fireworks show at Epcot? Before Epcot Forever. God, this is what happens when you get old. You forget stuff. The fireworks show before Epcot Forever. What was it called?
I know all the songs to it. I could probably sing the whole thing and narrate.
I can't believe I'm having this moment. Illuminations. Thank you, Michelle. Yeah. Illuminations. They sold hats. They sold tumblers. They sold mugs. They sold ears. They sold T-shirts. They sold all this merch. where is the happily ever after merch at? Because I would buy it. I'd buy it right now.
Yeah.
There is no merch.
No.
It does not exist. I thought for sure they were going to have merch for that.
It just didn't make sense. You know, some of the things that they do just don't make sense, but when they get it right, they get it right. And Disney does merch better than anybody else. So I'm super excited for all the reflections and the reflective merch that they have at Epcot, given all of the issues that they've had construction wise and all the issues that they've had, things that they've had to postpone or just do away with altogether. So I don't know.
I think they should laugh at themselves. I think they should laugh at themselves and do a Walcott shirt. I would pay for that. So let me show you a couple things that we got from. First of all, I want to show this off. Somebody sent us a card just letting you know you're surrounded in prayer. Wasn't that nice? Look at that card. And really, this was from Donna. I want to make Donna Sparks, and she's obviously from Alabama because she said "Roll Tide."
How sweet! Very nice.
Yeah, isn't that nice? A really sweet letter, and I've been meaning to thank her for this. We got this right before my birthday, so which has been a while. But I wanted her to know that we got it, and thank you so much. One of the other things that we got from Randy and Veronica was this Haunted Mansion light, and it's really cool.
I got one of those in my bathroom. I just bought one.
Yeah. And I don't know if you can see my face, but it changes colors. And it's all the little different things that are on Haunted Mansion. You know, you got the
ghost,
the wallpaper, all that stuff, the logo of Haunted Mansion, all that stuff. And it's really, really cool. Constance is in there. And I love this thing. So we're definitely going to use this for Halloween. No doubt about it.
All right. How does that turn out? I have a Haunted Mansion bathroom and I love it.
Yeah. And Bill Tobin, who has just been a great supporter of ours. I had lunch with him yesterday after the shopping stream. Got me a bunch of business cards.
Nice.
Oh, Amanda's got the Disneyland confirmation printed out. Nice.
Yay.
But look at this. Look at these business cards here. Look
Very
at that.
Cool.
Very nice.
Bill's a good guy. We like Bill.
Then, he heard that we didn't get our Disney World license plate, so he got me one.
Nice.
And behind me is this, and he got me a couple of these to put on the scooter.
That's wonderful. Now we know who you are and where you'll be, front and the back. We still need to name your scooter. I think the guests and all of the fans and all of the chatters, we need to come together and create a poll and figure that out. We need to name your scooter.
You're in trouble. You're in trouble over there.
I think that'll be fun.
Somebody mentioned that in stream today. Why don't I name the scooter?
We did it. We talked about it the other day.
Because you're a mugger.
Huh?
Because you're a mugger.
He said we should call it. That's right. James, right? Yeah, James came in earlier and today, and he said, we need to call it Bandit because I'm a mugger.
Oh, there you go.
I said that's perfect because how many times have I walked out of the store with a mug in that basket, and not realizing I had paid, and forgot it was in there and didn't pay for it.
And then you had to go back in and pay for it.
To my credit, I did go back and pay for them. So
every time.
Bandit might work. Now, Amanda thinks I should call it Donald because after it rains, the back axle actually goes. It quacks. I hate that. And when Amanda goes, "Hey, Donald," I just want to run her over every time she does that.
Yeah.
Daddy-O, let's see, what did Michael say? Because it quacks like a duck at times. It was actually doing that today. It was really ticking me off. So I will be WD-40ing that scooter pretty soon. One more thing that I want to show you guys that Bill Tobin sent. Let me grab them real fast.
I can't show you guys anything that I have because I'm at work. I'm at the studio.
So
music, but that's it.
Right. So Mike works at a print shop. So one of the things that he sent, and I really want to be careful with these, but there's some really nice printed stuff.
You need to get some things framed.
Yes.
I'm all about framing posters and framing things. The Hobby Lobby knows my name very well because that's all I do is Disney posters, Disney art, whatever. I'm framing it.
All right. I won't be able to show you everything.
I have this one. I have this one in my house, Brian. This is awesome. It's in our hallway of our house. I have that exact same one. I love it.
Splash Mountain.
Love it.
And all these are just amazing. Like I said, I don't know if we'll have time to show them all, but Michelle's favorite show, the Tiki Room.
I love the Tiki Room. Michelle, me and you love the Tiki Room. My dining room is the Tiki Room.
And actually, I'm being sarcastic. She hates that show.
But we love the teaser, and we love it. Michelle, you must watch the Tiki Room with me in person.
Yeah. And what was one of the other ones? Let me find. I'm not going to go through all of them, but there was a bunch in here. She did. Now we told you guys. Actually, we didn't do this in the Dash Pass, but during the Club Brian and Amanda stream, we talked about how Amanda was in the movie Klinger as an extra. And where is that? Where's that? He actually got that printed out for Amanda as well. And here's one of the posters from Klinger.
Oh, awesome.
So that's the movie she's in.
That's actually legit.
And that's legit. And then an aerial version of my favorite park.
Beautiful.
Magic Kingdom.
Beautiful. That's my favorite park too. Very frame-worthy.
Very frame-worthy. All of them are in just great condition. So a big thank you to Bill Tobin for all of that. And the last but not least, there's actually a lot more. I just don't want to take up too much time. This is a map of the Jungle Cruise.
How awesome. That is wonderful, y'all. That's just great.
You can even see the backside of water right there.
There you
go.
go.
The eighth wonder of the world.
It's all frameable. I'm telling you.
All frameable.
Tell the Hobby Lobby Chrissy O sent you. They'll know who you're talking about. I have everything framed there.
Right? So a big thank you to him. Also a big thank you to Veronica and Randy Miller because they saw Amanda struggling today with all the merch. I ran and got her a basket so she could easily carry it because she was really hanging on the best she could. And they went and got her. They're gonna mail her out a pull cart for merch, and that is going to be a lifesaver. So a big thank you to them, and they have been amazing to us. They've sent me a fan for the scooter, which is the best fan that I have ever used, and it's better than any of the fans that they sell at the parks. I mean, they're just phenomenal. So a big thank you to them. They are just the most amazing people, and we're so grateful for them. And as everybody, like I said, I mean, we've got a great supporter that's helping us go to Space 220. We have so many great people in this community helping our channel out, and you guys are amazing. And I want to do more of this where I show this stuff off during these podcasts because I want to scream from the rooftop how amazing everybody is. You guys are amazing. And
yeah, you guys are really, really great. I do appreciate everybody. And thank you guys for listening and tuning in to the Dash Pass podcast. You can hear us on Google Play and iTunes if you missed it on the live here. And we do have a lot of interviews that are coming up. So it's going to be great. Imagineers, animators, voice actors, all different kinds of really cool things coming your way and things that we feel like would interest you from all over the different types of parks. And for me, I thank you guys for definitely tuning in and helping out the channel and watching and just kind of showing us some lovely pixie dust love from afar. So I am going to say so long, see you later, and we will chat back really, really soon. However, not next week. We're skipping next week for obvious
because I'll be in California.
Definitely partaking of Walt's Park in Disneyland. So
I can't wait. I can't wait to see his
I'll
park.
be able to travel with you, and that'll be a good thing. And I'll make sure Chris has your wheelchair ready. He has his
No.
Yeah, he has his brand new sneakers, man. He's ready.
I lived that experience before. Never again.
You should have had the GoPro going, but but we look forward to seeing you guys
definitely next time.
soon, and we'll catch you not next week, but the week after. But I'm gonna let you have it, Brian, and you guys have a very, very lovely, lovely, magical day. So I'm Chrissy O for Dash Fast Podcast. I'm out.
All right, thank you, Chrissy O. Have a great one. And so we are coming to the end of the podcast, but big shout out to her. She does a great job with the interviews. And again, we were going to have Thomas Estrada tonight. He just had a family emergency where he couldn't be able to attend tonight, but we will reschedule and get him back. But a big thank you to everybody that's part of our community. You guys are just amazing. So thank you so much. And tomorrow is an off day, so I'm kind of excited about that. But we will be having a 5 p.m. stream with our club members. So if you want to join the club and be a part of these streams and be a part of that giveaway that we give away each month, go to brianandamanda.net, click join, and then you'll be able to watch the live stream that we do. We are slacking on our blogs. You haven't been feeling well, but I have been slacking, so I have got to get a vlog out at some point. But the club, very excited about the club, and I want to thank everybody for being a part of the club. And there will be a really cool giveaway that will be from Disneyland. So, and we're going to pick it out. We'll probably pick it out live on, I don't know. Will we pick that out live on stream? I don't know. Maybe we'll. I can't keep secrets, so.
Nope, that's why I'm not saying a dang word.
See, if you buy something, don't tell me because I'll screw the whole damn thing up. Oh my goodness. Oh yeah. And Carolyn goes, is Amanda still mad that you slipped? Yeah, she's not happy with me right now. But I'm still alive, so that accounts for something. This might be the last time you see me alive. But there will be a 5 p.m. stream tomorrow with our club members, and a big thank you to them for because that club really, really helps the streams, and it really helps us out. So big thank you to all of them, and it really helps out. Let's see. Yep, night's not over. Yep, no. Day's not over yet, Brian. Yeah, 100%. Thank you so much. This came from Epcot today, so it's a really cool shirt. They did a great job with this. Let's see. We're from that generation. I have a hard time keeping secrets too. I know. I mean, I was always bad. Ever since I've been a kid, I could not keep a secret like that. You don't ever tell me secrets. I'll screw the whole thing up. Don't give me the launch codes. Yep. Yeah, I'm in trouble. I'm still in trouble. Oh man.
You're gonna help me pack up all this stuff now.
Huh?
So you're gonna help me pack up all this merchandise.
All right. I will do whatever is required. All right. So with that, we're going to go ahead and take off. But I want to thank you guys so much for tuning in. And Friday, we will be at Magic Kingdom. Not sure what time. What time is your appointment? Is it on the big calendar?
Friday is 9 a.m.
9 a.m.
I don't think I moved. Yeah, no, it's not on that one because it was just rescheduled. Hold on.
Okay. But there will be a Magic Kingdom stream.
It's at noon.
Is that noon? All right. So I guess you just dropped me off that day.
Probably.
Yeah. Okay. So there'll be the time for Magic Kingdom will be 9 a.m. Eastern, and that's where we'll go. Disneyland, the set time on Monday is going to be 6 p.m. Eastern because it'll be like 3 out there. But we may go early. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a link out there before we go to the airport, or maybe the night before. And if we go early, we go early. We will make sure you're part of our Facebook group, brianandamanda.net. That's not a Facebook group, Brian. That's the website. Make sure you are part of the Facebook groups that we have on Facebook. One of them being facebook.com/groups/Brian and Amanda. And I will let you know, hey, we're 10 minutes out from going live. So make sure you're there. Make sure you got those notifications, but that way you'll know when we go live. I would say anytime between 4 and 6 that day, we could be going live, but definitely by 6. So something to keep in mind. So yeah, Disneyland on Monday, California Adventure on Tuesday, Wednesday, Disneyland, California Adventure on Thursday, Friday, no stream. We're flying back. And we're probably not doing nothing that weekend. Maybe shopping, I don't know. We'll see what happens. But with that, I wish you guys a great, great night. Thank you so much for tuning in, and we will see you real soon. And let's see, anything else? Let's see what else you guys say in chat. All right, so thanks a lot, guys. Have a great night. We'll see you real soon. Special thank you to our club, Brian and Amanda members.